who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world. The one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world. I want you to get that. I want you to understand that. Because the world that we lived in is a pretty screwed up place. Let's just be honest. There's no way to sugarcoat it. We live in a world full of hatred, discrimination, murder, terrorism, sex trafficking, addiction, and the list goes on and on and on. And sometimes it's easy to look around at the chaos in the world and in your own life and to feel like evil is winning, like evil has the upper hand and heaven is just so very distant and far off, right? But even in the darkest moments of our life and in the deepest heartaches that we experience and the scariest things that we witness in this world, it never means the absence of God. Darkness may be luring around every corner, but God is in every dark place, every struggle, every battle. He hasn't ever left our side. Life is not a fairy tale. It's not always whimsical and bright and shiny and joyful. Sometimes life is challenging and scary and heartbreaking or even confusing. Following Christ doesn't mean the absence of escaping every single woe in life. But what it does mean is connecting to a supernatural strength that can sustain you and uphold you through the battle to take you to the other side. The older I get and the more life that I experience, the more I'm just amazed at the places I find Jesus. He is with me in the dark places, just as much as he's with me in the light. He is walking hand in hand with me through the dry valley, just as much as he's standing rejoicing with me on the mountaintop. In Matthew, the 5th chapter, it says that as Christians, we are the light of the world. We're a city that is set on the hill. And every time I read that passage, I have this mental image of just a bright light, just burning just so brightly and fearlessly through just the dead of darkness and just piercing the darkness completely. But yet, when darkness shows up in my own life, I have to be honest, my first reaction is to cave and to hide. Shine my light? What light? I mean, this darkness is just so strong and so clenching, and I don't think I could possibly survive this. But see, that's just it. I'm asking the wrong question every single time. Can I survive this? Can I overcome this? Can I make it through? I can't do anything on my own. I will fail and toil and exhaust myself in my own strength every single time. I was never meant to walk alone through this life, and neither were you. God didn't make us superhuman for a reason. We're human. And in our humanity, sometimes we're going to feel pain. We're going to struggle sometimes. We're going to say the wrong things, do the wrong things. We're going to make mistakes, and we're not always going to have the answers to what life throws at us. We're human. There's calculation for our air already. We need God. We can't do this on our own. Opposition is going to come in our life. There's no way that we can ever escape that. And it doesn't really matter if the opposition is small or great. Small or great, size doesn't matter. I need God to help me walk through this life. And so do you. We're going to battle. We're going to have things thrown at us. But your battle doesn't have to be your struggle. I'll say it again. Your battle does not have to be your struggle. The difference between battling something and struggling through something is this. Are you doing it with God, or are you doing it in your own strength? Toiling in your own strength will leave you exhausted and struggling every single time. We need God. We need Him to sustain us. He's everything that we lack. And doing it with God, well, that doesn't mean that your battle is going to be a joyride. Doesn't mean it's going to be fun. But it does mean that you'll have supernatural strength, godly wisdom to fight the good fight and to persevere while doing it. I believe that on the other side of every single battle that we face, there is a victory. I don't necessarily agree with the saying, that there's a reason for everything that we go through. I don't think there's a reason why I'm facing some of the things I face or, the challenges, the heartaches. But I do believe that there is a victory in everything that I face because I'm not fighting it alone. I'm fighting it with God. And so if you're watching this today and you're facing opposition, great, small, medium, short, whatever you want to call it doesn't matter what you're facing. You're facing something because life is just hard and life is messy sometimes. I want to encourage you to find comfort in this truth, that the God who is in you is so much greater, so much stronger than anything that comes your way. There is victory on the other side. Take a bold step today and fearlessly fight.